I'm Oral Hershiser, and I am on the Blue Review. Hey, this is Sean Green. You're watching the Blue Review.
Bump, bump. Ba-da-da. Bump, bump. Hey, welcome to Thursday, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Blue Review presented by LAX. I'm Marcus Grant. That is Greg Bergman. I would guess I should say happy March Madness for those who celebrate, since the tournament starts in, about 2.5 hours, right?
Oh, it's such a fun day watching just college basketball all day. It was better back in the day, but I think it's still really fun today and tomorrow, those first 2 days. Also, though, Marcus, 1 week, full week until Dodger baseball.
Yeah, it is almost time for Dodger baseball. It is almost TFDB. For Dodger baseball. So obviously that's what we're going to talk about today. We also may, take a shot at a national reporter for The Athletic too, because I'm sure Greg is itching to do that at some point during the show today.
Twice this week. Should I do it a third time? Absolutely.
Okay, great. But first I want to let you know that the Blue Review is powered by LAX. We're taking off. Learn more about all the incredible changes happening now at LAX by going to lawa.org/ESPN. Do you want to start there? Just get that nastiness out of the way, and then we can talk about good things, or how would you like to?
Sure, yeah, why not? So Evan Drellich, as we've talked about, was slandered the good name of Miguel Rojas, did not apologize to him, and so your guy, Chris Rose, Miguel Rojas, was on with Chris Rose yesterday. He was like, the guy didn't apologize to me, but it's not even just about me. I don't want to make it about me. It's about the organization. This was intentional. All of it was. It was Miguel Rojas of the Los Angeles Dodgers. It wasn't Johan Rojas of the Philadelphia Phillies. Different teams, different names, different people, and he did not apologize to Miguel Rojas, which the fact of the matter is, you don't apologize. Yes, you delete the tweet, but how do you not try and go back and say, hey, man, I'm so sorry that this happened? Instead, Miguel Rojas has to go onto a podcast, talk about not being apologized, and then he gets his apology. He gets the apology to himself. He gets the apology to his agent. I hope that Evan Drellich called the organization, and he put out a tweet that seemed kind of like, sure, it seemed sincere, but forced at the same time. You know what I mean?
It did feel a little bit of CYA right there, right? That he's just sort of trying to make things right publicly so that everybody knows that, hey, man, I did it. But yeah, it didn't. The whole thing did feel sort of, unnatural, right? And the fact that it did take Miguel Rojas doing that. You're right. It should have been a thing where as soon as he made the mistake, that you retract it, you report the actual information, but then you go and you try to make amends with the people that you were wrong to, just because, you understand the stigma that comes with being accused of performance enhancing drugs, right? It is a whole thing now. And, I know there's a lot of people out there who maybe shrug it off a little bit, especially the steroid era, but there's still a stigma there when you get suspended. I mean, you look at how we sort of poked fun at jerks and Profar, although Profar did it twice. That's just dumb. That's just dumb. I'll do it in a second time. But yeah, I mean, it would have been nice to have this handled properly the first time around. Instead, it took Miguel Rojas going, as you mentioned, publicly and asking, not even asking, just saying he didn't get an apology for it to happen. I half jokingly put in our text chat, don't expect a lot of Dodger-related stories coming out of Evan Drellich in the very near future, because I'm very sure that there's nobody in that clubhouse that's going to want to talk to him, because not only did you screw up a story, but you screwed it up about maybe one of the most likable guys in that clubhouse. I mean, guys are going to rally around Miguel Rojas, and so you not only screwed up, but you screwed up with the absolute wrong guy on that team to screw up with.
Look at this apology to Miguel Rojas and the Dodgers. I sincerely and publicly apologize. I've reached out to Miguel, the Dodgers, and the Miguel's agent to say the same. Once again, I'm sorry. So yes, you put it all into words, but but we are in a visual medium now. So he has every ability to just pick up his phone, put it up to his face, selfie mode. Hey, Miguel Rojas, like, and actually show the sincerity. Putting it in this way that is just, it just doesn't feel like there's really much meaning. Once again, I'm sorry. Like, okay, got that done. I don't need to talk about this anymore.
Check.
I checked that box. It's all over now. And to think, the worst part of it is that this all happened. I remember it was the other day when you were walking into Super Crosstalk on Monday with Mason in Ireland, and I called him like, Marcus, this is what happened. Oh my God, this is crazy. Immediately, you guys went to, do you think he was doing it in the World Series?
I mean, that's the first thing you're going to think, though, right?
Right. Is that home run? Does that home run now become something of, well, he got the home run because he was all juiced up? You're changing history in that point, and people really only see the original one, and then they just grab onto that. I guarantee you, at some point, wasn't Miguel Rojas one of those guys that got caught for PEDs, and that just already hurts his name down the line and in future? It really, really sucks that he didn't put in any effort to even really think about it. It's different teams, guy.
Different teams. I think that's the thing that sort of sticks with me, is that they're not even on the same. Like, I don't know, especially because this was a result that had been announced a while ago. It wasn't like the results just came out and you're rushing to Twitter to put it out there. This had sort of been at least Major League Baseball kind of knew about this for a while. I would think if you saw Rojas PHI next to it, that maybe you're like, wait a minute, let me double check this. Make sure.
Let me look up the roster real quick.
Let me make sure this is right before I just.
Miguel didn't get traded, did he? Okay,
something. I don't know. Yeah. But that's just me. What do I know? I just talk about fake football and fake baseball and stuff for a living. But that's it.
This is real baseball.
This is real baseball. Fake
football. You do talk about fake football. This is real baseball.
This is real baseball. Let's actually talk about some real baseball now, because that's enough of Evan Drellich. He's earned enough of our time at this point.
Yeah, I'm done. 4 days of it is enough for me.
That's enough. The Dodgers making some moves to sort of get their house in order, ready for the season that starts, as we mentioned, in a week from now. A couple of names being sent to AAA. River Ryan, Kyle Hurt, both will start the season in Oklahoma City. I know, our friend Jeff Spiegel was saying a little bit surprised, but not a big deal. I guess I ask you, are you surprised by seeing these names going to OKC?
So River Ryan, no, I'm not surprised about River Ryan. I'm really not about Kyle Hurt either. I mean, I think both these guys, Hurt and Ryan, are going to come into play into the season. They're both going to have roles. River Ryan in the starting rotation and Kyle Hurt in the bullpen. They're going to come up. They're going to pitch. That's just depends on when it's going to happen. River Ryan, not so much, because we've talked about it before, that he's, just coming off a major injury and he is going to need time. He's going to be on a bit of a pitch limit, and they want him healthier towards the end of the year to not use those pitches and innings limits that he's going to be on at the beginning of the season, and rather have them towards the end. He did look good in spring training, so that's nice. Kyle Hurt, he's going to come up and he's going to be a part of all of it. The bullpen is such a volatile place to be, that he's going to be a part of this organization at some point on the big league level. So I think this is just something for him to go down, kind of figure everything out seamlessly, and then he'll be up here in no time.
And I feel like that was probably, obviously not being in the room, but I would assume that was part of the conversation with with the coaching staff, what have you. And it's like, hey, Kyle, you didn't do anything wrong, because both these guys pitched well in spring. And it is sort of the perils of being in an organization that is so stacked that a lot of times the numbers just don't work out in your favor. I think that applies to River Ryan. It applies to Kyle Hurt. To your point, though, being a relief pitcher gives you a little more of a pathway, just because there's so much churn in the bullpen, just between guys going up and down, injuries, what have you. I suspect we'll see Hurt, I won't say fairly soon, but we will see him for sure. There's certainly a chance we can see River Ryan too, because the way things work, somebody's going to go on an IL stint. Somebody's going to miss a turn or two in the rotation. and they're gonna have to figure out a way to kind of make that happen. And River Ryan seems potentially like one of, if not the next guy in line, one of the next guys in line. So we'll see him. But it's been very encouraging to see both these guys pitching so well in the spring and just sort of giving more depth. The funny part of all this, though, as much as you look at the names in the rotation, I'm even starting to hear from fans of other teams, not that they're feeling bad for the Dodgers. Let me just get that part out of the way. Nobody does. But, fans of other teams seeing, hey, Blake Snell is not going to start the season there. And, Shohei's still ramping up, and, Roki Sasaki sort of dealing with command issues. I think people are starting to understand why it is the Dodgers have stockpiled so many arms. Again, they don't feel bad, because we still have a surplus of arms that other teams would kill for. But I think they're starting to see the vision, which I guess warms my heart in my own special way.
Just a little bit. That means you're going to see Emmett Sheehan, who's going to be in the starting rotation. Justin Robleski will get a chance to be that sixth starter. They're going to have a whole bunch of guys, and so we'll get into Shohei in a bit. But I think it's also partly the Kyle Hurt portion of it. It's because you got to look at some of the other guys in the bullpen that are probably going to take that spot. Will Klein, the legend of Will.
Legend.
He pitched really, really well so far in the spring. He's had 8 appearances. His ERA is just over 1. He's only given up 1 earned run, and that was a home run. That's in 7 2/3. Like, he's been solid all the way through. Ben Gasparius also been very good in the spring training. Paul Gervais, another guy that's not going to start with the club, but he's also been pitching very well. Luckily, Tanner Scott has been really good. You just have so many names that are going to be in there that it just is going to push them down, that guy down just a little bit, and he'll find his way up. He's good enough. He's good enough. He's smart enough, and he's
doggone it. People like him.
People like him.
Yeah, I'm curious about Will Klein too, because obviously what he did in Game 3 of the World Series was phenomenal and stretched him out well beyond anything he had ever done, in his professional career even. I wonder whether or not for Dave Roberts, for Mark Pryor, now they look at him, not that he's a guy that's going to come give you length out of the bullpen, but if maybe you have a little bit more trust, does he move up the trust tree? And now he's a guy that, hey, maybe you can use him for 4 outs, 5 outs in situations. Whereas before he was he really was the emergency, like, hey, just get us out of this inning sort of guy. I do wonder whether or not that's changed their perception of what Will Klein can offer them during the regular season.
Right. So he's going to be more of a long reliever, and I have to sneeze. So go ahead and.
Okay. So while Greg, clears the sinuses. There you go. Okay.
It didn't come. It actually didn't come. That's the worst thing. That's the second day in a row that's happened to me on DeMarco and Travis yesterday. I had to sneeze, and I was like, okay, you guys talk, I can sneeze, and then nothing. It's the worst feeling. Like, you can feel it rising, coming up into you, and then nothing happens.
We need an actual name. There may be some compound German word that means constipation of sneezes or something. Like, we needed a word for something like that. Anyway, yeah, Will Klein is he a longer reliever? I don't expect him to be a 3-inning guy. He's not a mop-up guy. But, again, can he be more than just the, hey, you got to face 3 batters and then we're moving on sort of guy?
Yeah, I think he very much could be that one of those guys. I mean, you typically think that when everybody's healthy and the rotation is right, that Justin Robleski is going to be somebody that's going to be like that type of guy. I think Will Klein definitely can be. Like, we'll see if, because of what he did in the postseason, how he's looked this spring training. If they need him to go, I don't think it's going to be something where, like, okay, you are our 3-inning guy. It's going to be, all right, so you're pitching really well. You're at 20 pitches through the first 3 batters. You got a little extra in you. Let's keep going and kind of seeing where that goes. The Dodgers, what they love is, on the offensive side, is positionality. So I guess a word for it for the bullpen, just being more loose and being able to have more roles in there. Not a fireman, because that's putting you everywhere, but somewhere where you're like, okay, you're either going to get us 3 outs or you're going to get us 6 outs. You're going to have to kind of do all of it.
Yeah, maybe so. I mean, again, having more guys able to do more things allows you a lot more flexibility, and that is a very, very good thing, especially for a bullpen that they really had to cobble things together by the end, and I'm sure it was really tough on Dave Roberts to try to figure out who to use in what situation. Bubba Holmberg suggests Unker Sneezing.
Unker Sneezing.
Unker
I love
Sneezing.
that.
As for the thing that is afflicting you right now.
That's perfect. Bubba, he's been on fire recently.
He really has. He's having a great spring. Glad to see him with the big club right now. It's good.
We might have to call you up there, Bubba.
All right, let's get to Shohei.
Shohei.
Shohei Ohtani makes his spring debut on the mound and really wasted no time running it up. His first strikeout, he got Willy Adames swinging on a 99-mile-per-hour fastball. So looks like things are good. We're on track for the Cy Young. It's a lock. Just lock it up at this point. But
first spring training start, boom, Cy Young
done.
That's what's going to happen. But yeah, Shohei looked good. Now he started off hitting, and I think what I read was he was hitting somewhere between 98 and 99. Like he was consistently in that upper level of the 90s, which is fantastic. That means he's way ahead of schedule. He also was throwing a curveball. I don't think he was throwing curveballs last year. I know he had the splitter and he had like 7 pitches, but he got a couple of outs yesterday.
Did you see the one he got on a couple of looking strikes that were, I won't say they were Kershaw-esque, but man, they were filthy.
So that's what I was going to think about. They were filthy. Has he been working with Kershaw on the curveball? Like, because that's just the type of guy he is, but that looked kind of like a Kershaw at Public Enemy #1, where it just went whoop and just dropped right in there in the middle of the plate and just completely buckles your knees. Like, how am I supposed to hit that? If he adds that to his arsenal, because maybe I'm wrong, but I don't remember seeing a big old looping curve like that last year.
No, I don't remember it at all. And yeah, if he's adding that with everything else he already has going on, that's just going to be devastating. And like he really could win the Cy Young if he can get that pitch consistently commanded. Yeah, that's going to be incredible to see. So an absolute wonderful start for spring for him. And on top of that, went 4 1/3, 4 2/3.
Yeah, zero runs, 1 hit, 2 walks. I think it was 4
strikeouts. Yeah. So yeah, he does feel like he's ahead of schedule. And look, maybe it was the side work. I know he's been working on the side. He hasn't pitched in games, but it doesn't mean he hasn't been throwing. And I do wonder whether or not that side work has sort of helped keep him on track at this point. So I mean, look, this is sort of everything you could want right now with Shohei. Other than he can just do whatever he wants. I don't really know what else to add about Shohei Ohtani.
They were saying he was going to go 3-4 innings, and the fact that he went 4 1/3, does that give you any hope that maybe when the regular season starts, they're not going to stick at 3-4 innings? They're going to let him kind of stretch him out a little bit more and let him go 5 to start the season. He's not going to pitch until the second homestand versus the Guardians.
Yes, that's when we expect to see him for the first time in the regular season. So maybe. Yeah, because they start the regular season against the Diamondbacks, and then that Monday the 30th is the start of the series against the Guardians. So they could, I think they'll definitely sort of be cautious with it at the beginning. So they'll definitely keep a close eye on him. And, if he gets through 3, they'll say, how you feel? If he gets through 4, how do you feel? And then if he says he feels good, then why not let him come back out for 5? I think here's the thing. Shohei is sort of a delicate balance because you don't want to overtax him early in the season knowing you need him late. But I also think if you're Dave Roberts, you don't want to get into this thing of, hey, man, we're really leaning on the bullpen early in the season because they saw how that worked out last year. So Shohei is sort of the linchpin of this whole thing. Like if they can start getting linked out of him early, if they can get 5 out of him early in the season, I feel like you're playing with house money at that point.
No.
You don't have to go to the bullpen.
Yeah, not having to do that is because remember we were talking about it yesterday. If Roki isn't really pitching all that well, and you have to go to the bullpen early, and Shohei's only allowed to go 3-4, and you have to go to the bullpen early, that does affect how these guys are coming. You probably see Kyler hurt that much faster if that's the case. But at the same time, if he can go a little bit longer, I'll put it this way. I will trust whatever Andrew Friedman and Dave Roberts decide with how they're going to use him, because they are smarter than everybody else and definitely smarter than me. And what he means to the end of the season, I'm not going to be upset. He's like, oh, no, we're keeping him on a 4-pitch limit, 4 innings, because we want him ready. Totally fine. Because him being healthy and full in the postseason, it's going to be wild. So I also have a question for you, unless you want more.
No, go ahead.
Like, I was thinking about this, and I know we only have a couple of minutes. Last year, our whole conversation was around the regular season doesn't matter. And it's all about the postseason. And it's pretty much same what it is now. This year's is kind of the same. But this team feels different than it did last year, even though that's basically the same, that they just added Edwin Diaz and Kyle Tucker. But it feels like if they don't win 100 games, you're going to be surprised. But like, if you go back in time, the last time a team won 3 in a row was the Yankees. They won 85 games the third season because of the length, because of how much they played. What are you expecting from this year?
My initial number for them was like 95 games. Because they won 93 last year, 98 the year before.
Scott.
So, I mean, I originally pegged it at 95 just because we know there are those games where, it starts bad and Dave Roberts just immediately waves the white flag and it's like, all right, we'll try again tomorrow, sort of thing. Like, I feel like there will be games like that. But there is a part of me that thinks, this team feels like they are, they've won 2 in a row. I know they're trying to win a 3rd in a row, but I feel like there's a looseness with this team where it just might be like, hey guys, let's just go hunting. Let's go see if we can get 100. Like maybe that's in the possibility. And I think if they start fast, that maybe you do see that they go out and they try to win 100 games. If and if it doesn't happen, no big. This team's still well good enough to win the division. It's very good. It's good enough to win another World Series. But why not? If Shohei's going on these side quests, going to 50-50 and trying to win Cy Young Awards, why can't the team have its own side quest of trying to win 100 games? Right. I am glad we're not doing this, last year's nonsense of like, can they win 115 games? Like, I think we're over that.
I think that's completely gone. But yeah, 100 games, and 100 games, yes, that's a lot of games, but it seems like it's just low for this team, but still, it really doesn't matter what they do as long as I feel like this year specifically, they could just get out in front really fast and then just go run and hide. It kind of feels like that kind of thing. They have we can talk about this tomorrow with Anthony Machado, but they have a really, really tough stretch when it comes out of the All-Star break. It is a gauntlet when as soon as the All-Star break ends, they go through a crazy stretch.
Yeah.
So, but we can get into more of that tomorrow.
We've looked at that. We've talked about that. That is wild. You would love to get Anthony's thoughts on that as well. So we'll find that out tomorrow when he joins us here on the Blue Review. But that'll do it for today's edition of the Blue Review. Shout out to Carlo for production assistance on this one. Thanks to everybody in the chat for getting up and participating and hanging out with us as well. Stick around. It's a Dono and Cap Morning Extravaganza coming up next here on the ESPN LA YouTube channel. But for Greg Bergman, I am Marcus Grant. We'll see you here tomorrow, 6:30, 6:55 on the Blue Review, presented by LAX on the ESPN LA YouTube channel. See you then, everybody.
See ya.